Power of Yet.
I learned in high school in Chicago.
I learned high school
where
in
students
Chicago
had to pass 84 units to
84
graduate. And
unit
if they
graduate.
didn't pass,
Getting
they
past,
got the
got
grade,
the grade,
not yet.
not yet.
I thought, isn't
I
that
thought,
wonderful?
isn't
Because if
wonderful?
you fail,
Because
you're
you
nowhere.
fail,
But if you get the grade
get
not
grade,
yet,
not
you're
yet.
on a learning
The
curve.
learning curve.
Not yet
Not
gave
yet.
them a path into the future. And not yet also helped me understand a critical experience early in my career. To figure out how kids cope with challenge, I gave 10-year-olds some problems that were a little too difficult for them. Some of them reacted in a shocking positive way. They said things like, I love a challenge. Or, I was hoping this would be informative. They understood that their abilities could grow through their hard work. They had what I call a growth mindset. But other children, for them it was tragic, catastrophic. From their more fixed mindset perspective, their core intelligence had been tested and devastated. Instead of the power of yet, they were gripped by the tyranny of now. So, what did they do next? In one study, after a failure on a test, they said they'd cheat next time instead of study more. In another study, they found someone who did worse than they did so they could feel better. And in many studies, we found they run from difficulty. Let's look at how that looks in the brain. Motionless colleagues measured from the brain as kids encountered errors. Processing the error shows up in red. If you look at the fixed mindset brain on the left, nothing is happening. But if you look at the growth mindset brain on the right, it's on fire with yet. They're processing the error deeply, learning from it, and correcting it. So, how are we raising our kids? Are we raising them for now or for yet? Are they focused on the next A or test score instead of dreaming big? Instead of thinking about what they want to be and how they want to contribute to society? And if they are too focused on A's and test scores, are they going to carry this with them into the future? Maybe, because many employers are coming to me and saying, we've already created a generation of young workers who can't get through the day without an award. So, what can we do? How can we build that bridge to yet? First, we can praise wisely. Our research shows that when we praise kids for the process they engage in, their hard work, their strategies, their focus, their perseverance, they learn that challenge taking, they learn that resilience. Praising talent, praising intelligence makes them vulnerable. There are other ways of rewarding yet. We teamed up with game scientists at the University of Washington to create a math game, Brain Points. The typical math game rewards right answers right now, but not brain points. We rewarded process and the learning curve, so effort, strategy, and progress. The Brain Points game created more sustained learning and greater perseverance than the standard game. And just the words yet and not yet, after a student has a setback, we're finding creates greater confidence and greater persistence. We also can change mindsets directly. In one study, we taught students that every time they pushed out of their comfort zone to learn something really, really hard and they stuck to it, the neurons in their brain could form new
form new, stronger connection,
and over time, they could become smarter. Those who learned this lesson showed a sharp increase in their grades. Those who did not showed a decrease. We have done this with thousands of students now across the country with similar results, especially for struggling students. So let's talk about equality. In our country, there are groups of kids who chronically show poor performance. And many people think that's inevitable. But when educators create growth mindset environments steeped in yet equality can happen. Let me just give you a few small examples. One teacher took her Harlem kindergarten class, many of whom could not hold a pencil for the first month. Through daily tantrums, she took them to the 95th percentile on the National Achievement Test. That same teacher took a 4th grade class in the South Bronx, way behind. She took them to the top of New York State on the state math test. That teacher is a Stanford grad, and she's here today. And another Stanford grad, a PhD student, Stephanie Freiberg, now a professor, went back to her Native American reservation in the state of Washington. She transformed the elementary school in terms of a growth mindset. That school had always been at the bottom of the district, at the bottom of the state. Within a year to a year and a half, the kindergartners and first graders were at the top of the district in reading and reading readiness. That district contained affluent sections of Seattle, so the reservation kids outdid the Microsoft kids. And they did it because learning a growth mindset transformed the meaning of effort and difficulty. It used to mean they were dumb, and now it means they had a chance to get smarter. Difficulty just meant not yet. Last year, I got a letter from a 13-year-old boy. He said, "Dear Professor Dweck, I read your book already. I like the fact that it was based on sound scientific research. That's why I decided to test out your growth mindset principles in 3 areas of my life. As a result, I'm earning higher grades. I have a better relationship with my parents. I have a better relationship with the other kids at school. I realize I've wasted most of my life. Let's not waste any more lives, because the more we know that basic human ability can be grown, the more it becomes a basic human right for kids, all adults, all adults, to live in environments that create that growth, to live in environments filled, overflowing with yet. Thank you.
Following topics, I'm going to talk about how our brains process pleasure and pain by using the extended metaphor of a balance. I'm going to talk about the plenty paradox, which in essence is how our ancient wiring is mismatched for our modern ecosystem. And then finally, I'm going to talk about what we can do about it. So first, the pleasure-pain balance. Very exciting findings in neuroscience in the past 75 years, and one of those important scientific findings is the discovery of a dedicated pleasure circuit
gripped by the I learned in high school in Chicago
where students had to pay any portion to graduate, and if they didn't pass, they got the grade. Not yet. I thought, isn't that wonderful because you failed? Well, nowhere, but you get your grade. Not yet. Your learning curve. Not yet. Gave them a pass into the future. And not yet also helped me understand a creative experience early in my career.
To figure out
how kids I gave
10
10 years old some problems that were a little too difficult for them. Some of them react in a shockingly positive way. They said things like, I love challenging, or I was hoping this would be.
They understood that their
ability could grow through their hard work. They had what I call growth mindset. For other children, for them, it was tragic.
From their fixed mindset, their core intelligence
had been tested
and
devastated. Instead of power of yet, they were regret by the treasure of now. What did they do next? The study after failing on the test, they said they should next time instead of studying more on another study. They found someone who did worse than they did, so they could feel better. In many studies, we found they learn from difficult. Let's look at how that looks in the brain. Motion college measure from Brown's kid encountered error. Progress and errors showed up in red. If you look at the fixed mindset brain or left, nothing is happening. But look at the growth mindset brain on the right. It's on fire with yet. They process ing error deeply learning from and correcting yet. So, how are we raising our kids? We're raising them for now, for yet they focus on the next the test score instead of dreaming big, instead of thinking about what they want to be, how they want to contribute to society. If they are to focus test scores, they're going to carry this with them in the future, maybe because many employees are coming to me say we already created a generation of young workers who can get through the day without so what can we do? How can we build the bridge to yes? First, we can praise wisely our research shows so that when a prosecute progress, they engage their hard work, their strategy, their focus, their they learn the challenges, they learn that praising talent, praising intelligence, make them valuable. There are other way of rewarding yes. Western to create a math game, brain from typical math game. Reward right answer, no brain point. We reward process, learning curves, affect strategy. Program the brain point game, create more sustained learning and greater perseverance. Just to word yet, not yet after students have a setback. We are finding great confidence and great persistence. We also change students' mindset directly in one study. We taught students that every time they pushed out of their comfort zone to learn something really, really hard, they shocked to it to renew in their brain, could form new strong connection, and over time they could become smarter. Those who learn this lesson showed a sharp increase in their grade. Those who did not show a decrease. We have done this with thousands of students now across the country with similar results, especially for struggling students. Let's talk about equality. In our country, there are group of kids who can't so poor performance. Many people think that, but when educators create growth mindset environments, speed inequality can happen. Let me just give you a few small examples. One teacher took her Harlem kindergarten class, many of whom could not hold a pencil. For the first month through daily term, she took them to 95% on the national achievement test. The same teacher took a first grade class in the South Bronx, way behind. She took them top of the New York State on a state math test. The teacher is Stanford grad, she hears. On another Stanford grad page, the students in prefer. Now a professor went back to her native American reservation in the state of Washington. She transformed the elementary school in time of growth mindset, and school had always been a button of direction as a button. Within a year to a year, help kindergartner, first gardener were at the top of the direction in reading that district continued affluent section of Seattle, so the reservation kid outdid Microsoft. And they did it because learning of growth mindset transformed the meaning of effort and difficulty. It used to mean they were dumb, and now it meant had a chance to get smarter. Difficulty just met, not yet. Last year, I got a letter from a 30-year-old boy. He said, "Dear Professor, dear, I read your book already."
I like the fact that it was
based on sound scientific research. That's why I decided to test our Euclid mindset principle in 3 areas of my life. As a result, I earning higher grade. I had a better relationship with my parents. I had a better relationship with the other kids at school. I realized I wasted most of my life.
Let's not waste any
more lives. Because the more we know that basic human ability can be grown, the more it becomes basic human life for kids, all kids, all adults to live in environment that creates that growth, to live in environment filled overflowing with yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.